네, 여러분들이 2020 챌린저스 코리아 서머 스플릿 월요일 매치 함께하고 계십니다. 이제 오늘 준비된 두 번째 매치를 앞두고 있습니다. 오즈 게이밍과 그리핀이 준비를 하고 있는데요. 먼저 이벤트 간단하게 안내해드리도록 하겠습니다. 매주 월요일 챌린저스 코리아 시즌 인증 이벤트
good luck.
진행을 하고 있습니다. 인증
Yeah,
사진을
something like this.
게임의 e스포츠 페이스북
Yeah,
댓글에 댓글로 달아주시면
Something like that.
추첨을 통해서
But
10분께 게이밍 헤드셋
nonetheless,
선물로 드리고
welcome.
있습니다. 많은 참여
no problem.
될까 하실 때 참여하시면 그게 진짜 되는 거예요.
네, 맞습니다.
10초 걸리잖아요. 여러분.
네.
할 수 있습니다.
매주 이거 월요일마다 저희가 진행을 하고 있으니까 오늘 안 되시더라도 다음 주에 또 참가를
Yeah.
해주시면
Something fresh, something cool.
후원사들이 저희를 이렇게 도와주고 계시니까 같이
Oh, yeah.
좋을 것 같습니다.
그렇습니다. 자, 그러면 두 번째 매치를 준비하고 있는 양 팀의 선수들 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 만나볼 팀 바로 오즈 게이밍입니다.
네, 오즈 게이밍 같은 경우는 다른 것보다 저 중앙에 앉아 있는 선수 때문에라도 항상 화제가 되는 것 같아요. 저도 그렇고.
네.
그러니까 크라운 선수가 여기 나온다는 것 자체가 그리고
That is broccoli.
Broccoli.
Yeah, it's broccoli. It's the glasses, man. You gotta look at the glasses. That's Pilot.
게스트에서 교체 투입되는 맛도 있고 이번 시즌 분위기 좋습니다.
그렇습니다. 초반에 이제 1패를 안긴 했습니다만은 그 이후에 2연승을 지금 달리고 있어요.
그렇습니다. 그리고 뭐
I just realized I've been muted on stream this entire time.
Very, very.
Again!
Again!
Could not hear him. Just hear two people in the background. Don't hear Takeoff.
Yeah.
That must have been awkward. Okay, Jacob Kornetsky is joining us. You guys didn't hear that. League of Legends analyst for. So you've worked for Origin and now you're working for Fenerbahce, correct?
Yeah, right, in CCL.
Yeah, nice.
Speaking of which, you know my boy Batu.
Yeah,
Batu.
he's in our academy actually. Like, Quest
yeah.
messaged me like a week ago about it, so
Yeah. But yeah, dude. Nonetheless, glad to have you here. Let's get going with this.
Yeah, other side. No surprise to see Nahun still in the starting lineup. He's really the bright spot on this roster, but around him he has Hoya in the top lane, Citrus in the jungle, and Wayne and Yusin on the bottom lane.
I'm really curious what Griffin will pick today. Like, love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they've had some interesting strategies in the past. They've had probably the most unique drafting of all the CK teams so far, which is what you expect out of a former LCK org, but you also expect wins out of a former LCK org, and they've yet to find any.
Right, but actually, with the situation with Griffin not actually applying to franchise, it's like I don't know what they are expecting right now and what they are targeting for.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like that's a good point. Like, what is going to be their goal if this is it after
Yeah,
the split?
like,
I guess they
it's
still
only
have
about-
they still have their PUBG team. They still got that going for them.
Yeah.
Their PUBG team's actually pretty good. I think they're like 5th place in Korea. But nonetheless, it's gonna be a good match. Top lane will be interesting. Jungle will be interesting. Every lane's gonna be interesting. Specifically, I'm looking forward to the mid lane matchup. You have Nahun, former. You have 3. Well, I mean, I don't think Ian. Well, Ian did play in LCK at one point, but it's been a very long time.
Yeah, it was super. It
It was
was
super
MVP
long time ago.
probably,
Yeah,
right?
whenever MVP first qualified to LCK, he was on there. But yeah, 3 former LCK mid laners total as we get started in the draft.
Yeah, you can see Carbon Man coming out straight out the gate against Griffin. They do like to play that in the bot lane quite a bit. We do see a couple ADC bans being thrown around. The Varus, always a strong pick if you want to get a lot of harass early on in the laning phase and just keep him out of lane. And Callista being banned out as well.
Now, I did want to ask, should I call you Jacob or should I call you Jacob? Which do you prefer?
It's up to you. Like, I hear both, and it's not a huge difference to be honest. So
Yeah. All right. I'll go with Jacob, I guess. Jacob.
yeah,
if
it's
that's
fine.
fine. Yeah.
It's totally fine.
I did want to ask you what are your thoughts really? Because I know you watch some CK here and there whenever you can. I see you
Yeah.
tweeting about it a lot. Something I see you tweet about a lot is the drafting specifically.
Yeah. I mean, some teams got really weird like approach to draft, so Like here, I assumed that until this Aphelios ban, I thought they will go for Israel Aphelios bot lane matchup. But with this, I don't know. It's like pretty weird, to be honest.
Yeah.
And they banned out the Aphelios and then just give over the Ezreal to Pilot.
Yeah, like it was obvious they can match this both picks
Oh.
and it will be fine.
Ooh.
We don't see a lot of Kai'Sa anymore. That's something that's kind of fallen out of the standard. We've seen it, I think, once or twice before in CK. So we're gonna see it a third
Like-
time here. I think Wayne's actually the only person that's played the Kai'Sa, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like, but it's Kai'Sa first pick, so it's super not common thing here. Like,
Yeah. I don't really understand. I really don't understand the priority in the Kai'Sa. I guess they wanna like try to blind pick the least amount as possible, but in the first rotation, it's usually where you wanna try to get those priority picks. The Trundle being picked up here, which is something else I think is really interesting with all three of his counter picks still being on the board.
Yeah,
and
we'll just
actually, it's Trundle is forcing some like not tankier picks, so I assume they want to force Jace on top lane with something on mid lane. So they will have like more tankier, more pokey composition, and will be able to match them
Oh.
on solo lanes.
Ooh. We do see the king.
Oh,
Being
Oh.
oh, I'd love to see a Nunu actually with the. I don't know. No, we're on 10.12, so we're not on 10.13.
No, it's not buffed yet, so
Yeah,
buffed
so
yet.
probably not gonna see the Nunu. Oh, really? On Soul would be interesting.
whoa.
Ooh.
Oh. I have a feeling
They're
they're
not.
They're not gonna lock it.
No
They're
way
trolling
that they
us.
lock
They're
it
trolling
in.
okay.
Yeah. There's no way they lock that
There's-
in.
I would have been really, really worried about Griffin if they'd actually locked the Nunu. I think the one other time we've ever seen Nunu in CK was 2019 spring, whenever Malice picked it towards the end of the year
Oh,
when it was
yeah,
a
I
match that didn't
remember
matter.
that, yeah.
And he just was running
Yeah.
around the map with Nunu.
Yeah.
That was a fun time.
Oh, that's amazing.
My
That's
favorite was
amazing.
like there's a mid fight going on, you just see Malice run by with the Nunu snowball, just running right by. But Leona ban coming through, and then they leave. So OZ now probably going to be banning at least, and I'd probably guess that they want to ban the Graves to force the Nidalee pick here out of Griffin.
I feel like second phase will be focused on in Aussie around picking something like Bard to be able to dominate the bot lane. Because in this setup, Bard can be really useful, I think. Or eventually Yumi, but it's a bit harder matchup. So
Yumi is still open. I just thought about that. I'm
Yeah,
used
yeah.
to seeing Yumi being banned.
Well, they did hover the Kane, and they do like to run that Kane Yumi inside of Griffin. But they're gonna ban out the Rek'Sai instead. I expect to see some other stuff coming down for Griffin. They're probably gonna flex that Nautilus to mid lane.
Yeah, the Nautilus is
yeah,
kind of preventing OZ really from picking the Yumi, Nautilus being one of the preferred. So yeah, I think that's what you were talking about earlier, the Kane Yumi combo is probably going to come out from Griffin, which makes you think, are OZ going to force themselves into the counter pick matchup?
it's
Or are they
actually
gonna pick up the
possible.
Yumi here? Yeah.
They've got to pick Yumi here, or they will give Griffin it.
Yeah,
It's like this.
I think you have to bite the bullet and pick Yumi here, but the Braum being hovered. Oh, okay, so they're not going to, so they're going to,
Oh.
looks like they're going to allow Griffin to have the Yumi.
Like, or they were afraid when they would pick like Yumi, Griffin could answer with Braum and still put Nautilus on mid lane, and I think this was the point of which they were afraid.
Nunu being hovered again. Next patch, I actually expect Nunu picks next patch. Next week, I better see some Nunu picks.
Yeah, it's a huge possibility.
Oh,
Oh,
so
never mind.
they
They're
are
gonna
going to go with the Yumi. I think that's the first time Yumi's
Alright.
fallen through draft. And in CK, I'm pretty sure she's been picked or banned every time. I
Yeah,
can,
I can do.
I can check for sure.
In LCK, she had like 100% probably, but I don't know CK.
No, actually, I take it back. Varus is the only person to have 100%. Yumi is actually only at 65%. That's actually a lot lower than I thought. But yeah, Varus, Syndra, Ezreal are the top three. Oh, Aphelios too, and Trundle. It's 100% for Varus, no surprise there. Banned every game except for once when somehow, like the worst possible team that you could give Varus to, got Varus, Element Mystic. which I don't know how that happened, but it did. And then Syndra, Ezreal, 96 and 92 respectively. Aphelios also at 92. So is
Yeah,
Trundle.
you,
And, some nice stuff out of there. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Not as unique as a draft out of Griffin. The Silas is a bit of a surprise, but we see that pretty often in Challengers Korea. A lot of Silas players in this region, so we'll see how that's gonna work out for them. As we're gonna be waiting for game 1 to start here. Crown versus Nahun. I don't think they've even though they've both been in the league for a while, have they ever played against each other?
Probably.
I mean,
I
you
think-
think they would have had to at one point because they've both
Yeah,
been in
let's
LCK for so long. But the thing is, like, has
so-
Nahun ever been a starter while Crown has been a starter?
yeah, no, I don't think they played each other. I think this is the first time they're meeting. Yeah, because Griffin just got relegated and he got picked up on Oz Gaming last split towards the mid of the summer or spring split. Nonetheless, here we go. Get started. Game 1.
We start with invite. So
Ooh. Someone's gonna blind check that. I know someone. Oh no, never mind. It looked like Wayne might have gone down to check that, which would have been a bit worrisome. But they roll together to put the ward down. I think what they're doing there, or no, never mind. Or maybe who put the ward down? I didn't see who put the ward down.
probably
Brom.
Brom. Yeah,
Probably.
just to do less
Yeah,
recall.
recall and switch to the yeah, because they all still have one ping in there, one ward. That's actually something I never noticed in the spectator client. You can see if they have wards in their pocket. It's hard to see right now because of the cooldown timer. But if you look in the
It's
bottom
sometimes
right,
bugged, so you don't really know
Oh.
if it's on or off. So.
spectator client bug. Very nice.
But you can see if they switch to the lens.
Yeah.
So that's how we knew that it was Brom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3
yeah,
people
sure.
switched to the lens. I wonder if they're gonna do the ceremonial exchanging of the bot lane wards. We'll see.
Well, in order for that to happen, Griffin would have had to ward bot lane.
Yeah, Griffin didn't bring any gift baskets for Rosie. Very, very ill-mannered of them, quite honestly. You always gotta bring baskets. Gotta have the Snickers and the Skittles on top and the spaghetti sauce on the bottom.
Actually, like this top lane matchup will be all about skirmishes because both champions are kinda not that healthy in early game, and all skirmishes will be about the 1-2 skill shots they can hit.
Yeah, so the Silas versus Wukong matchup is not the one that I'm familiar with, but I would imagine, yeah, it would be a lot about the fighting.
Yeah, like first item spikes will be like crucial for this matchup and how the players actually will adapt to it. And what I see, like Kane did 3 camps and following to bottom, so I think he will be trying to match Trundle there because they expect him to be,
But unfortunately,
especially on
could be-
Scuttle.
Luckily,
Might be a little too late, but the ward is
oh,
gonna pop him
Wayne.
out.
Has to be careful there.
Ooh, first blood going over to Wayne. Or going on to Wayne.
It was pretty bad, to be honest. And it
Yeah.
will hit Wayne so hard with this laning state.
Oh yeah. He's forced to use TP again. Trundle's still on the side.
Like right now, their whole idea about 3 camps clear and recall is like in trash just because they lost prio on both mid and bot. So they can't really match anyone there.
Something that I almost forgot this. Something I want to ask you. So I think it was last split. Yeah, it was last split. You guys had Herit in the top lane, who's a former Challengers
Yeah.
Korea player.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, played for APK a long time ago, 2018.
Yeah, and then been subbed or something like this. But yeah, he played whole split with us.
Yeah, I was a big fan of him actually. A couple, I think actually I say a couple because it's literally only two people that I know that work in CK were asking me about Korean top laners that were going to be free agents that I would recommend, and here it was someone that I spoke highly of, but then he got signed by you guys, and I was sad at the same time because I wanted to see him come back to CK, but at the same time, was glad to see him play. Period. Because after
Yeah,
he got
at this point, I'm not sure if he will come back to Korea or if he will get any offer from some international competitions. But yeah, I can for sure vouch for him because he's a really good player, and
Yeah.
I think his playstyle is really good for the aggressive picks and
Oh.
fitting it well.
Wayne.
Speaking of aggressive picks right now, they're just going to go on that return gank right there. Wayne flashless is going to go down again. Nice return gank from Broccoli.
Broccoli, good job by him, and that's somebody that Crown. Oh wait, I keep forgetting that he picks. See, I forget this every time. Every time I cast a Zoe, I always see him burn a summoner spell, and I'm like, wait, did he just summon her for no reason? And I keep
Yeah.
forgetting that it's the W. The one that throws me off the most is Flash. That's the one that really throws me off whenever Zoe picks up a Flash and then uses it, and I get really
And you got
confused.
instantly to check if he used his W or what.
Yeah, but looking back at this gank by Broccoli, really good job. Caught Yusin away from his ADC warding, and then what I like most about that is Motive flashing forward without hesitation and just immediately landing the Q on the Wayne and running her down, running the Kaisa down, and not something you like to see is your ADC dying twice, 5 minutes to the game.
Huge point here is the fact that they did not use many resources to just kill this Wayne, because they just used sums of Brome at this time, so they're really ahead with this.
Yeah, they can stay in lane even longer, and it's nice to have, especially to stay in lane as long as possible with the Ezreal, wants to get as many stacks on that tier as possible. And here in the top lane, a lot of trading still going on. No kills yet.
Hoya not level 6 yet. Once he has level 6, this one we can see the engage.
Something I do want to talk about on the Noto Hoya, he is down pretty heavily in CS right now. Sitting at about 12 CS differential.
It's a little bit expected in that matchup, though.
Yeah, Wukong can be a pretty big bully. I think maybe Malphite was open, wasn't he? Malphite was open?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
I would have liked to maybe
Definitely
see the Malphite instead of the Wukong.
I feel like the issue with Malphite in whole Korea is the point that not many teams can actually use this advantage they got in matchup with Malphite versus Wukong.
Citrus might be in trouble here.
Right there. Coming up on the side, he is cut off.
Oh,
that's a tragedy.
Back over the wall. Look at those fancy feet from Citrus. Coming up on the side right there. But here comes Crown with the chilling smite. Is he going to get him? Coming up on the side. He knows he has priority right there. Moving out for the side. And that's a kill. Going over.
You really got to question the invade from Citrus there.
He shouldn't do this due
Yeah.
to like losing prio on bot lane and support getting tempo and knowing that Wukong was resetting, so he can be anywhere actually. It was not really good.
It was a gamble that he took, and it didn't pay off. Quite obviously,
Yeah.
with Citrus dying there. So I now that is something actually on the note of Citrus invading. If Citrus invades and runs into the Trundle, who would even win that? Pre 6, I would imagine Trundle would win that.
I think it's not that bad match into for Kane actually.
Really? Okay.
Like looking at creeps and items, I think he might have chance to just chunk him a lot.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. He already has the Warhammer. Only the Ruby Crystal for Broccoli.
Like 10 creeps at 8 min is like huge actually difference in jungle.
Yeah, you also have to look at the keystones they have right there. They have the electrocute going in for Citrus, so he is going to do a lot more burst damage. And Broccoli does not have like that sustain from Conqueror, nor does he have the same damage output from Press the Attack.
So I just thought about that. Yeah, he took electrocute, and usually you want to go Conqueror if you're going for the Red Cane. I thought this was going to be a Red Cane game from him. You could still go Red Cane with electrocute. It's not bad. But I would think especially
in this matchup, like in this matchup, Conqueror could be really, really good. Like into every match he take on, for example, bot lane or jungle, he can easily stack it.
Even whenever I see people go blue cane, sometimes I'll still see them take Conqueror for the sake of wanting a little bit of healing with their. They can have their cake and eat it too, kind of, with the Shadow Assassin cane if they take the Conqueror.
또 그런 발레가 나오는 게 그런 거예요. 그런 구도에서
Actually, looking at the timers, like no neutrals for at least 2 minutes with vision control of OZ around mid lane means that Trundle will probably play only two sides. I don't think he will like stay farming or trying to catch Kane with his creep score.
Wow.
I think his key in this game is like being proactive on sides and try to put as much as he can into, for example, mostly Israel.
I don't know if you've heard of the legendary CK special known as the Vegetarian Trundle.
So
We've seen a lot of vegetarian junglers.
Better than the vegetarian Kha'Zix, I can tell you that
My
one right
favorite
now.
one was beyond playing vegetarian Rek'Sai, like literally like an entire game was just 0-0-0 for like 30 minutes.
So it's like today's second game of Jack versus Mystic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly what I saw.
Oh, look at this! A lot of
Oh,
members of
man.
OZ coming down, but kind of at an awkward
It will be
time.
dive. They've
Yeah,
got
that's gonna
Well,
be
I
a
mean, they
dive
have-
for sure.
Yeah, they have the Riptail being put on. Griffin spotted out. Nice warding. They're just gonna say, all right, we're gonna give you this turret.
I was kind of surprised there. They just goon squatted right to the bot lane all as one. But not able to find any kills. Good job in that control. That Tri-Brush putting down the ward there that spotted out. Speaking of spotted, Rockley spotted moving up here. Gonna back off though. Ooh.
Yep, Crown forced to use the redemption from the Zoe W.
The thing that I hate the most, I once was playing a game, and Zoe got like 4 redemptions in a row,
Oh man.
and like
So
I
that-
was down by like 30 CS, and it was so terrible. It was the worst
you
thing
mean
in the
you
world.
crashed 4 waves in a row.
Yeah, it was awful. Oh, I hated it. I was playing Malzahar too, and it
Overnight.
was really difficult for me to CS under turret. I was like, how could this happen to me, man? 4 redemptions in a row. I think that in LCK that's happened a couple times where they get like 3 redemptions in a row. Like there has like sometimes like the RNG just has to be modified sometimes to just like significantly increase the chance of getting a redemption. But
True.
good job here. Clearing out some vision. There's the second Dragon Ocean, which is probably the most troll of all the possible first 2 dragons, is having that second ocean.
That was really funny. The Jace and the Kaisa simultaneously used abilities, so both of them procced here at the same time.
That's great.
That
What
was
actually
pretty
can
good.
help Griffin at this point is the Infernal Soul. That
Oh.
would be like huge impact to get huge impact in the late game.
Yeah, if Citrus does go for that Shadow Assassin, they're able to get the Infernal. That would be
Ooh,
very
that'd be
problematic for OZ.
devastating.
Yeah, both these teams would do very well with Infernal. We're gonna see what it is eventually because OZ is starting up the Dragon. They want to have the 2 early dragons so they can rush the soul as soon as possible. So no contest coming out from Citrus. He is gonna try. Looks like he wants to trade
There's the Mountain Soul.
Mountain Soul.
It's not that good.
Yeah, that's
We call
not.
that
It's
the-
not really that good for either of the teams here. Really, you prefer to have.
We
the
call that
Infernal.
Gabi.
You call it
Call
what?
it
I mean-
Gabi, dude. Gabi.
Gabi.
Gabi. It's like oh, it's a shame.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that makes that
Basically,
unfortunate.
it's
Unlucky.
just saying, like, unfortunate. Unlucky.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite LCK meme is the Faker headshake unlucky. Mostly because Faker's had a lot of unlucky moments recently, like that is your ultimate the other day.
Speaking of unlucky, just constant pressure into this bot lane right here.
Yeah.
Getting
Oh, they're
Doro
fighting
right
back.
there. Houston has to win
Oh,
right there. Nice ultimate come
actually
up on the side. I guess I'll crown.
A lot of teleports being used. A lot of people wanting to get down there. That was I actually was gonna bring up that point. Is they're paying a lot of attention to Pilot here in the bot lane. They're just always visiting Wayne and Houston.
They want to give him so much into scaling into mid game, and actually, right now, I think they would like to swap for the second Herald later.
I think this is now that the turret is gone. I think they're like you said.
Or
starting to-
eventually, like, set Israel mid lane and put Wukong on bot lane, so he'll be able to, like, push this lane. And maybe before Herald, just shift top lane.
So that is, I believe that's the Shadow Assassin Kane that just showed. I can't tell with the.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty
God.
sure it's hard to tell with the Odyssey skin.
Yeah, this skin is like not clear.
Yeah, I wish that that skin was banned for pro play because it's hard to tell which is which because I don't really see that skin a lot. I like the voice lines for it though. The voice lines are pretty good. But I mean, I'm just waiting for Blood Moon Kane. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm surprised there isn't a Blood Moon Kane skin by now.
Yeah, that's a Shadow Assassin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can tell by the W.
Speaking of Shadow, speaking of assassin, Pilot just got assassinated.
I mean, like,
It's
this is
actually a
weird how-
huge play for them at this
Oh
point.
yeah, that's
Because Griffin well set it up the Herald with setting bot on the top lane.
Mhm.
And right now, if they get mid prio, they might try to rotate to Herald or just set up vision.
so.
Looks like Hoya's just gonna push in that wave in the bot lane.
Yeah, I was he responding to it by catching this top wave, and yeah, we see some pings going down onto the Herald area. But first, looking at the replay, and yeah, Kane just doing Kane things. Just saw an ADC by himself, and ADC in 2020, which you don't really see a lot of in CK. Normally, it's the ADCs that are the ones hitting us with the 200 years, but Citrus,
Not this time.
not this time. Revenge of the Assassins.
Yeah,
Citrus picking
unfortunate
up the
Pilot
easy kill.
flash healed a bit late on that one too. If he would have flashed out of the initial W, I think he probably could have lived there.
Trouble bubble. Uh-oh. Nahun. Nahun?
He
Had to
take a
flash
lot
there.
of damage on the side.
It's actually
Yeah.
a huge
I-
flash because right now everything that Griffin has is like play forward teamfight with like 4 players going into with Kaisa standing only on backlane.
Yeah,
What's
they only have
pretty bad for them right now.
right now they only have one initiator with flash. Silas no flash, Kane no flash, Chase no flash. They only have the Nautilus with the flash, and that
And it's actually forcing the Silas to finish the Zonia instead of
Mhm.
Probolt.
has to build defensively as a result. Never something you like to do. You always like to,
Especially as Silas.
oh yeah, Silas is very much so someone that you want to build damage items on. And all of them notice Silas actually. One of the more popular Silas players in Challengers Korea, Roy. I'm sure he's watching this game, grading the Silas like Tyler One used to grade Draven players.
I don't know if that's really his personality from what we've seen of him, but it's
Roy?
possible. It's possible.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure that maybe he'd be looking at some games and being like, okay, let's see how you scrubs play Silas. To be fair, he's a pretty good Silas player himself. I think he's like he won like 4 in a row, and then he finally lost one and just never played it again, I guess.
Oh, looks like Citrus is gonna go for the kill onto the Zoe if she comes up too far. Just
Yeah.
use the ultimate. He debated on it.
Yeah, he
Decided to
thought
go
about
back
it.
over. Yeah, he thought about it.
He's just
But
farming
Herald's
kills
gonna be
in the
dropped in
moment.
mid lane.
Yeah, that's something that I like saying if I'm ever playing a jungler and I'm behind in CS, but I still have kills. Like my team will flame me, like, why aren't you farming? And it's like, I'm farming champions. I'm too busy farming champions. I can't farm monsters. But OZ already 18 minutes into the game, gonna bring us to Soul Point as they take the mountain here.
Actually, what Citrus did well here, he was farming early game a lot. So in mid game he can like pick
Yeah.
on the assassinations. So
Yeah,
he did it pretty well.
in Citrus' case, he's trying to farm champions and monsters at the same time. But that's something that we see often from the Shadow Assassin game is a lot of farming at first, and when you establish that farm lead, you're more open to being able to spam gank and just roam around the map trying to find kills. But only one has come to him so far since switching to Shadow Assassin, that one on Pilot that we saw earlier. Hopefully we'll see more. He did have that one Kane game whenever there was the Kane Yumi where he just absolutely popped off. I'd love to see more of that. That was some fun stuff. I was disappointed to see the, well, I say disappointed, but I do like watching Silas. He's a pretty exciting champion to watch, but I was hoping that we'd see more Kane Yumi instead of in like the Nautilus mid. That would have been pretty fun to watch. Nahun playing some Nautilus.
Well, of course. But you know, not everyone can be a Dune B style mid.
tell you who does play Nautilus mid. The tier builder himself, Ian.
Yeah, he
Played a lot of
does.
Nautilus mid. He might even come onto the Rift next game. Something that OZ like to do, swap out their mid laner, share the playtime. Which I actually wanted to, Jacob, I wanted to ask your opinion on that. So let's say you're the coach of OZ, right?
All right, yeah.
Right. Who would you prefer to start between Crown and Ian?
I think all depends on the Scream form and how they're actually going to adapt into drafting. So I guess they both got like not the similar playstyle or champion pool. So there are huge diversity between these, and all depends on what they want to play or how they want to adapt the draft inside the game.
Yeah. Crown is more of the aggressive mage player. Ian
Yeah.
likes to play the picks that more so revolve around his team.
I mean, it gives a lot whenever they want to play around sides like they did this game. Not giving that much attention to mid lane because it was fine versus Jace.
You know, on the note of OC's roster, you look at the roster and you, especially last split, you're really surprised to see how. I don't want to say poorly. I want to say how mediocre they did considering the roster that they had. You know, you have Pilot. You had Soar, who in the past just always stomped in the top lane, and CK was like a top lane kingdom for him. And last split really regressed in the note of that. And Pilot not able. Sometimes had some 1v5 moments. Had like a pentakill and 3 quadra kills at the end of the year, if I recall. But the roster struggled and missed playoffs, although they did avoid relegation. So that was something that they could look at, I guess. So hopefully so far they're having a better split. The split towards the end of the year, they had kind of a win streak going, and they lost a couple matches, but they looked good outside of that. And now if they can win 2-0 here, that's going to give them a solo lead for first place.
OZ is slowly preparing for Baron, so I guess we're gonna see something like Siege mid into playing towards top side, giving some pressure over the mid lane tier 1, because they've got to destroy it if they want to contest the Baron early.
Oh, yep,
Although,
Citrus.
yes.
Citrus. Pops the Guardian there. Uh-oh. You said uh-oh.
Right there.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a nice pillar to keep him in range, and that's gonna be set up onto this dragon for vision.
Actually, this whole game, Broccoli been setting really good pillars over the bot lane and here on mid lane to secure kills.
Yeah, he's been playing really well in this jungle. Really, this split has been a really big progression for him so far. He's been playing really well. And as we saw there, really clutch pillar to secure the kill. What was really the tragedy there was Yusin like just being barely off on that hook on the wall there. That probably would have saved his life, but instead he does go down and give the kill over. So it gives them a bit more gold in their pocket for this upcoming dragon, about 15 seconds. Ooh.
And we are coming to point of soul, so this time Griffin can give it up. That's why Silas did not TP to mid lane to do counter teamfight, and he tried to push top lane as much as he can, so right now he can group with team and try to contest the Drake as fast as they can. Because he'll have better tempo than Wukong, so...
So, OZ now, I think this is the first dragon fight where they're going to have to walk into Griffin for it, but actually Griffin are going to walk out, so it's going to allow OZ... Oh,
they're going to walk out
for an engage here.
So they're playing simply.
Uh-oh, Crown!
Right there. And Zoe, you stepped too far forward. Motive might be going down next. Houston taking a lot of damage on the back end. They're just going to disengage.
That was kind of an interesting ultimate from Crown there. He went really far forward there. You really can't be doing that on the Zoe this early in the game. You're not quite at the power spike where you can just go balls to the walls, ulting into the enemy team, but we'll see if maybe OZ can still manage to sneak this dragon in. Griffin looks like they do want to start it up themselves, though.
I feel like he thought he's still in fog, so they can't reach him from this ulti space. But they eventually did. Also, I don't really understand the pickup of Trundle ulti right here. Since the Wukong one can be like more valuable in teamfights.
We're gonna take the blast. Oh, he's
Okay,
in an awkward
that's
spot there. But oh, looks like
Ooh,
they
nice
want to
ulti
go
to the
in.
Lucian right there.
Houston.
yeah.
Oh, getting picked off again.
You got me. No, I got you.
Yeah. It was who's caught who is now OZ. They're picking for the Baron. Both teams are picking for the Baron. Everyone wants to go Baron. OZ want to start it, and Griffin want to try to get the counter engage. See if they actually
Right
gonna start it though, or if they're gonna set up the death rush. No, they're gonna start it.
Back one right there, and we do see a lot of crucial ultimates on the side of OZ. Still ready and available. They're gonna start it out.
I think they should give it up, and they will probably.
Oh, sword.
And they
Ooh,
might
sword.
lose.
Right onto two right there.
Oh, Kane. Oh,
Oh,
oh!
Kane's big right there, and a nice build, nice stoppage right there. Kane's gonna go in and gonna pop out right there onto the Zoe, but is it gonna be enough? No, nice stopwatch from Crown, keeping him alive right there. Sword goes down, but here we go, still fighting over the edge. Here comes Nahun picking up another one on the backside, and Kane picks up one. That's gonna be the ace in favor of Griffin.
Nathan did really good job with this flank position on blue buff, actually, killing two of them.
Yeah, that was a really. What I want to talk about is the Citrus setting it up there, getting the W on 4 different members to mark them for the Kaisa to ult in. And like you said, Nahun on the flank, and it was just a perfect setup from Griffin in general. It was really impressive from them.
Right, like, I don't understand why OZ kept that Baron, doing that Baron. They get the buffs, so they should fall back instead of turning it around.
Right there, and it looks like Sword might not have been on the same page as everyone else because he just engages all the way on top of them right there. Wayne getting exhausted immediately. Nice job by Motive, but still not enough to keep them alive. He's taking too much damage from the Baron early on. Crown John just saved him for a little bit, but not enough time for him to get out there. And Nayan
Also-
just on the side right there.
OZ didn't have any vision in this area, so the turn was really like...
It was a blind, yeah, it was a blind engage kind of.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
they
it was
keep
a little-
switching between the Ride and the LCK banners. They need to make them
They
up.
do. Yeah,
Like-
they do.
Well, I don't know why they just don't have CK banners.
I'm not sure, but something that I really want to point out is Nahun's positioning afterwards. He understood that they could get the Baron, and he ended up pushing in that top wave so he could secure the top turret before he took his back.
Yeah.
And so they can play for mid bot right now with what I would like to see is setting up Jace on the one lane because of his ability to split push so hard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Gonna be stealing the Wukong ultimate?
That can be huge actually.
Yeah, I can.
Whenever OZ step in the jungle, they can try to fight.
Yeah, especially with the. I need to remember. I need to learn Silas' ability's name. The gap closer that he has, the dash and chain. Why do I not know the name of that one?
That one.
Nonetheless,
is-
you guys know what ability I'm talking about. I know it's his.
Yeah, but
That's the most I know. But
Yeah.
you can use that to make like a massive gap close, and then you can just get in there, pop the ultimate, do all kinds of good stuff. And
they,
OZ
Speaking of which,
getting sieged really hard here. Look at the two. Oh, one of the cannon minions bugged out. It's facing the wrong way.
yeah.
Stuck. You
OZ
got-
did not have that much abilities to like range outpush the waves, so there are huge dependence on how Griffin commit in these turret dives. What they might do soon, because the Baron buff is going to end.
Yeah, well, to see if they can get any more off this right here. And unfortunately, they aren't able to get him to crash at the same time. Well, just small difference right here. And Nahun's off to the side trying to get a flank, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Don't think that's the position that they should have used to get down the turrets. Unfortunate in the end, they are going to take their last back before the recall ends.
Yeah, Baron buff is
Two turrets out of
canceled.
this Baron buff.
Not bad, all things considered. But you would have liked to
That's
see
enough.
more.
Yeah, especially with this composition, because they've got really huge split push.
Yeah. But they're gonna take their recall and they're gonna get ready for this next mountain take. Now though, They have the gold lead in their favor after kind of a back and forth early game. Now pretty confident gold lead in their favor, so they might risk OZ might risk being reverse swept in Dragons, which would be tragic because one, 4 mountains is very tanky,
Yeah,
and
it's giving them a
two,
lot.
it's gonna make this game very long. And Griffin, I'm sure, don't mind having this game go as long as possible.
All right, they have to have the flank position right here. Citrus is using the E to come down. Zoe's trying to slow him up, trying to dissuade him from coming in. Hoya's on the backside. They see it coming in. Nice engage from Yusin right there, pulling him in right there.
Oh, they got it.
Toronto gets it. Mountain Soul going over to OZ. But can they get out with their lives? Pilot is going to have the ultimate from Kane out there. Heal being used. Citrus is going to take a lot of damage. We see Hoya going down first. W landing on the cover right there. Landing into the backside. Getting 1, 2. Maybe a third right there. Going up, flashing over the wall. Gets one. That's going to be the for Griffin.
I think that might be the game. I think
It should
OZ
be.
are dead long enough to where Griffin can just can just push this mid lane into the base end of the game. Wow, that was really weird. They only needed 2 teams. They were behind for a large majority of the game, and then 2 team fights later, they're now about to end it.
The
That's
problem is, like, I think Griffin did really well in this team fight because Kain went on to probably Zoe or Kaisa, and meantime, OZ decided to kite back, what's really helping Griffin to execute the recomposition strand, what is like playing front to back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did a really good work right there. And something I want to point out right there is when they had the Shadow Assassin Kane, they also had the Jace building the Black Cleaver, which allowed him to put poke down before the Kane in, making those Ws even more deadly.
As we see, don't see that often, the Griffin victory screen, but we do see it now. They're gonna have the 1-0 victory. Hopefully they're able to pick up their first match win. I've been waiting a long time for my Griffin second place prediction to come true. I've been very patient with that one.
Yeah, you have been, man. You have been.
I just one win would be nice. But Crown looking very disappointed there. Griffin looking rather happy with the result they had. Really impressive showing in those last few team fights, and hopefully we'll see them continue to thrive. OZ, probably going to see them make some substitutes. Per usual, I'd probably expect to see Juhan and Eon in for the next game. So we'll see how that goes.
I feel like this game OZ overslept their potential in the early game. I mean, they did good job, right? But they couldn't move this proactivity into mid game where they had to try to slow down the Griffin, which was peaking in this mid game.
Yeah, and I think one of the crucial fights was that Baron. We're gonna watch this fight one more time right there. Yusin moving motive off everything right there. Hoya trying to go in for the steal, but not enough in the end. But unfortunately, that just separates the entire team. Sora's stuck in the backline with everyone else, and Wayne's just free to peel him off. Is just peeling him with the damage.
Now, with that fight, Griffin one step closer to that final victory as we take a look at the damage there. Pilot doing the most. No surprise there with the amount of sieging that he had to deal with against Griffin. Towards the end, Nahun doing the second most. I believe that's Hoya just barely third over Crown, who's fourth, and then fifth. Goes to Citrus, who had a pretty impressive game. Hopefully we see him. Or Nahun. I think Nahun also could pick up the MVP, potentially. They both had a pretty good game. Seemed like kind of a collective effort, though, but we will be back in just a moment. Will OZ suffer a 2-0 loss, or can they force this game 2 with their, hopefully, what we expected? Well, not hopefully. I mean, I love watching Crown, but what we expect to be the double sub with Ian and Juhan coming in. Maybe we'll even see, I believe it's Bluff is their third string jungler, I believe. Maybe we even see him come in, but we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Here comes the swaps, actually, what we can see.
Oh, no, Juhan's on stage, so yeah, I think he's setting up.